is certainly setting the narrative here. Smita Prakash, I appreciate your time. Ashok Sajanhar, Sujata Paul, RP Singh, and our tangent, thank you so much. Shifting focus to debate 2. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has stoked a row on the triple talaq ban. Pinarayi Vijayan claims that the law has made divorce criminal for Muslims alone, calling it discriminatory and anti-Muslim. He claims the law was brought in to target Muslims similar to the Citizenship Amendment Act, adding that the Kerala government stands against all forms of discrimination. The BJP has lashed out at Vijayan, calling his stand vote bank politics, accusing the Chief Minister of not being aware of the social malaise of triple talaq, ignoring the plight of its victims. Remember, in 2019, the Modi government cleared the triple talaq ban via Parliament, while the Supreme Court made it clear that the practice of instant divorce is unconstitutional and it violates fundamental rights of Muslim women, namely the right to equality, and added that it is not integral to religious practice. So given the clear judicial stand on triple talaq and the scores of voices that we have heard in which Muslim women have raised their voice against it, is the Chief Minister of Kerala guilty of playing communal politics?
അതെല്ലാം സിവിലായിട്ടാണല്ലോ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. മുസ്ലിമിന് മാത്രം എങ്ങനെ ക്രിമിനൽ കുറ്റമാകുന്നു? അപ്പോ വിവാഹമോചനത്തിന്റെ പേരിൽ മുസ്ലിം ആയാൽ ജയിലിലാക്കണം.
I don't know why Pinarayi Vijayan doesn't read the Quran, because he seems to have become an expert in all religions and especially in Quran. Pinarayi Vijayan is trying to get the Muslim votes. I mean, he's been playing up to the communal forces.
Joining me now, Vinita Hariharan. She is State Vice President, Mahila Morcha of the BJP. And we also have Professor Dinesh Varshney, JNU Professor and leader of CPI. Professor Varshney, Citizenship Amendment Act, triple talaq, all these are issues which are polarizing and divisive. And who is raising it in Kerala? It is the Chief Minister himself. Then why do you accuse the BJP of doing politics of polarization?
Look, Maria Shakil, first of all, everybody knows that who polarizes the society on the basis of religion. It is the BJP. Everybody knows why have they brought the CA and NPR, all these things. Secondly, I would like to put it into the perspective. What Comrade Pinarayi Vijayan has said correctly. You see, try to understand philosophically how law came into the existence of society. By the first code of law by Susa Code of Law and Hammurabi Code of Law, these two laws, these code of law. Always the traditions are taken into consideration by framing the law by the state.
Professor Varshney, in 2019, it was not the Supreme Court but the Parliament of India in which all MPs stood against triple talaq. And it is about that instant talaq or divorce. It is not about all forms of divorce that are practiced among the Muslims. What is wrong has to be condemned across party lines. If it is not politics, then what is driving Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan to raise it at this point, 4 years after it has been passed by Parliament and endorsed by the Supreme Court?
Look, Supreme Court says the instant triple talaq. Supreme Court does not say criminalization of the talaq. Where have you made the criminalization of talaq in other communities? No other nation has done it, even the Muslim nation. What are you talking? How can you deny away the role of the teacher? You literate the society.
You know, Professor Varshney, I'm from the Muslim community and I know what it means to see those women who have been victims of triple talaq. My question then to you is that is there a disconnect? And if anything, is this pure politics keeping in mind what the questions that have been raised? You know, that the relation between Jamaat-e-Islami and RSS, you can talk about that. But why bring the Muslim women as the talking point in this entire debate? You know, Vinita, the point being made here is about civil nature of a crime or a criminal nature of a crime. Only among the Muslims is this a criminal offence, while in other cases, when divorce happens, it is a civil case. This is what is being said, and one may say it's a valid question to ask.
No, I think it's a gross misinterpretation of the entire triple talaq, the anti-triple talaq bill. So the triple talaq itself is an inhuman and unconstitutional act wherein the husband is just allowed to just 3 times just voice triple talaq, and the Muslim woman is left, completely at bay, out of her house, out of her, her allowances, her living, everything. She's in distress. And the triple talaq actually protects these women from such inhuman acts done by men against Muslim women. And it's about the concept of giving a divorce just...
no, but why criminalize it? The point that is being made here is, of course, it is a divisive point to raise. If anything, if the CPI or CPIM or Mr. Pinirayi Vijayan had issues with it or reservations to it, 4 years after it was endorsed and passed by the Parliament of India, he can challenge it in the Supreme Court. Why make it a political issue?
All opposition parties other than BJP objected to this form of criminalization of the instant triple talaq.
Raise it in the Supreme Court, sir. You have an option of taking the entire issue before the Supreme Court. Do it.
We are not against stopping the triple talaq, or we are not. We said stop criminalization of this thing. You have not done it in other communities. Law cannot be static. Law has to be lubricative in matters of social concerns, in matters of tradition taken into consideration. This is historically exist in every law of every country, every code of law.
Professor Vaishnavi, I think it would be best if a political point is made, the manner in which it should be, that the bigger threat to the CPIM right now is Jamaat-e-Islami, which is being seen as the extreme view, the radical view among the Muslims, a view which is often rejected by several progressive Muslims, than yours, because you have been seen as towing the centrist line. Is that the threat? Because you understand that Jamaat-e-Islami may be standing with the minorities.
Look, whether it is Jamaat-e-Islami, whether it is RSS, whether it is Shiv Sena, or whether it is Hindu Sena, or whatever these Senas which BJP, RSS has created, we have clear-cut ideological fight against that, and that will continue. We care to hoots whether it is Kerala or India. We fought against them. We will fight against them. We have fought against them during independence struggle. That is not a problem to us. Our problem is, for a state, all subjects should be equal. Either A or
I think
B
you
or
should
C.
ask Muslim women before taking their brief, because I want to understand from you, Vinita, Jamaat-e-Islami holding talks with RSS, whose brief were they holding or carrying?
See, the BJP is right now has always been in favor of bringing all communities together, whether it be their economic policies or their programs or their social programs. It is for all citizens, and no other community has been benefited by the banning of the triple talaq than the Muslim women. There has been a reduction of 82% in triple talaq cases, and triple talaq itself is such an inhuman act. Even Muslim countries like Egypt, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Syria, Malaysia, they've all declared it as illegal and un-Islamic. Then why are we protecting such an illegal, act in the country? And the community that has benefited the most are the Muslim women themselves. If you can interview some Muslim women and see the reactions from them and how positively they have taken this. And there is a subsistence allowance now being given for even if you divorce a Muslim woman, the man cannot just go scot-free. He has to give a subsistence allowance. He has to take care of the wife. And so this is how the divorces happen even in other communities. So why should the Muslim women suffer alone? So this is an absolutely inhuman act, and it's absolutely right. And
no, but Vinita, don't you see that there is a political opportunity for you? If anything, the battle lines are being drawn by the CPI, by the left party, that it will be an ideological war in Kerala. And as far as the centrist parties like the Congress and others are concerned, they'll not find a place here. Either you're with us or against us. That is the narrative that is being set here.
No, see, if you remember back in 1986, the Congress backed out. They wanted to put this, but then they had to do appeasement politics, and they had to withdraw this. But we took a very courageous stand and we went for the protection of the Muslim women. Despite all political or whatever gains or losses we would have, we went above that and we went to protect the Muslim women. So
yes, Vinita, the question
women,
is, was it a regressive practice? Yes. Was it anti-Islamic? Yes. And if any political party, any government has done away with something that most Muslim women who had suffered it have spoken against it, then I think likes of Professor Varshney and other politicians should be standing with the direct beneficiaries of this decision, that is the Muslim women. Thank you so much for your time, Professor Varshney and also Vinita. Shifting focus now to the third